Hello, my name is Sarah Wood, and I'll be sharing with you my action research project that was aimed to improve phonics skills for students with a specific learning disability. Phonemic awareness and phonics skills are key skills for reading in all subject areas. The lack of these skills affects reading comprehension for reading stories, math real-world problems, and science material. Providing phonics interventions can benefit students in all academic areas. These foundational skills are necessary for students to be successful in the classroom and on statewide assessments. To conduct my action research, my research question was, how effective is WonderWorks foundational skills intervention in increasing phonics skills of students with a specific learning disability in a third grade inclusion class? To begin my action research project, I found research relating to improving phonics skills for struggling students. According to Florida Department of Education, if a student is identified with a specific learning disability, this individual will display deficits in the areas of basic learning processes relating to the use of language, written, or spoken. One key deficit students with a learning disability tend to display is a lack of phonics skills. One of the researchers I found was Snyder, who decided to investigate an intervention to determine if a balanced approach to reading would aid students in reading. Students with SLD display deficits in phonemic awareness and word recognition. Therefore, Snyder believed a balanced approach would teach phonics and whole word identification. He wanted to determine how the students' decoding skills, reading comprehension, and word recognition abilities were prior to the phonics intervention and after. Results showed after receiving phonics intervention, the participant displayed a positive increase. The action research project took place in a Miami-Dade County public school in an inner city neighborhood in a third grade inclusion reading class. All of the participants were identified with a specific learning disability and English language learners. Within the group of 5 students, 1 was a male Hispanic student and 4 female Hispanic students. My research methodology was to provide WonderWorks phonics intervention to the students once a day for 15 minutes, 4 days a week. Before beginning the intervention, a pretest was given to participants individually. The pretest was used to have a baseline of the participants' current phonics skills. The I-Do method was used to model all the phonics skills. Following was a we do, where we worked on the phonics skills together, and lastly, a you do model was used, and this is when the students completed their independent work. In each phonics area, students were given a practice worksheet to complete independently. Every Friday, students took a spelling test to determine the amount of words they could spell correctly. Students were given immediate feedback following the spelling test. At the end of the 7 weeks, a post-test was given to the participants. Results from the pre- and post-test showed notable improvements of words read correctly from 4 out of 5 of the participants. In figures 1, 2, 4, and 5, the students increased the amount of words read correctly by 2 to 4 words. However, in figure 3, there was only improvement from participant 3 in one area, which was CVC words. The results in figure 3 showed participant 3 either decreased or read the same amount of words in the other areas. Participant 3 is a student with a learning disability, but has also been diagnosed with De Soto syndrome. At times during the phonics intervention, participant 3 seemed withdrawn and did not participate unless called on by the teacher. The diagnosis of De Soto syndrome and the lack of participation are possible reasons participant 3 was unable to read as many words as the other participants. Based on the pre- and post-test on figure 1, participant 1 displayed the most gains from pre- to post-test. Based on observation, participant 1 out of the other participants was more focused and well-prepared when attending intervention sessions. This is a possible indicator of why participant 1 achieved the highest gains. As indicated in figure 2, participant 2 was able to read the most words on the pretest when compared to the other participants. Since participant 2 scored the highest on the pretest, it showed this student was reading words at a higher level compared to the other participants. Additionally, Figure 2 displays a large increase from pre-test to post-test in reading digraphs. As shown in Figure 4, Participant 4 increased substantially from pre-test to post-test. In the areas of CVC words, blends, digraphs, VOCE-R, and CVCE words, Participant 4 increased the most from pre-test to post-test. One area that showed a notable increase in Figure 4 was a vowel digraph. When reading words that include vowel digraphs, Participant 4 read only one word correctly on the pre-test, but in the post-test was able to read 4 words correctly. As indicated in Figure 5, the area with the largest increase of words read correctly for Participant 5 was in initial blends and digraphs. And these two areas, Participant 5 went from only being able to read 1 word correctly to 4 and 5 words correctly. Overall, the participants displayed an increase in their phonics skills in 1 or more areas. As indicated in tables 1 through 4, 4 of the students scored 70% or higher, which is considered a passing score on their weekly spelling tests. Participants 2 and Participant 5 even got a perfect score on some of their spelling tests. During the spelling test, these 2 participants were listening and sounding out the words as they were writing it. This is a possible reason for a perfect score. As shown in Figure 7, 4 out of 5 of the participants received a passing score on all of their practice worksheets. Yet, the 4 participants were inconsistent with their scores, ranging from 70% to 100%. As indicated in Figure 7, Participant 3 received better scores on the practice worksheet compared to the scores in Figure 3. Like the other participants, Participant 3 was inconsistent with the amount of questions answered correctly, ranging from 60% to 90%. Since there are other groups working in the classroom, the participants were easily distracted, which could have led to a lack of consistency on the practice worksheets. Overall, the participants displayed improvements and received passing scores for the majority of their worksheets involving specific phonics skills. The study supports the importance of providing phonics interventions to students who struggle in phonics. When students began receiving phonics interventions, they were able to read more words correctly. The research supported the data of when phonics interventions are provided, students will begin showing improvement with phonics skills. Although the Action Research Project showed notable improvements for some of the participants, there were some limitations to the WonderWorks phonics intervention. On certain weeks, there were interruptions during the intervention, such as fire drills, code reds, and students being called to go home early. Along with that, the amount of time providing the phonics intervention was cut short due to the teacher being pulled for WIDA testing. There is no way to determine if these interruptions could have prevented greater learning gains from occurring. The sample size was a limitation due to it only consisting of 5 participants, and all the students were identified as having a learning disability. When it comes to the implications of this Action Research Project, other than 1 participant, the intervention did support the study being conducted. However, the intervention could have benefited from providing more engaging lessons. If another phonics intervention was provided that was more engaging, the implications of the study could have possibly shown more gains for the participant who did not receive passing scores and higher scores for the other participants. In the future, research could benefit from finding the correlation between improving phonics skills and how it improves a student's reading comprehension. At the end of the Action Research Project, the results for this study were shared with the general education teacher of the participants. During a collaborative planning meeting, findings were shared with the principal and a reading coach, and a discussion on how more improvements can be made for struggling students. To conclude, this study was discussed with the Florida International University graduate students and professors during a poster presentation. Thank you.